Well, everyone, this is a developer critique because we've addressed this issue with support in game over the course of a month or two, and we've been told that there is a fix already in place for it, and I can tell you that there's not. What we're looking at here is our UAC for the day. All right. And just to show that we're not doing this from a point of complaining, uh, there we are, 1 million treasure, 194,000 points, and the next closest guy is 30K behind us. All right. And then we got Kingdom 264. Tell you what, they did two things. And they pulled some accounts this morning because I pulled the guy into a chat room and said, welcome to the Spammers Hall of Fame, and the prime example of why something needs to be done with this BS. Like if I click on this tower and I say plunder, the fact that they got so many icons on my screen. Well, anyway, if I click on these things, it'll ask me if I want to. There we go. See, I can just do it by just viewing. Are you sure you want to enter another kingdom? We're not fighting 203. All right. This is Kingdom 264. And this isn't the only thing they did. They stuck up here in the corner, and then they spammed all these no bind accounts. And first thing this morning, they literally spammed so many accounts that it was a 1 hour march into the to get to that tower. I'm sorry, I don't think I hit the cough button on that. So the goal there was to make sure that no one that wasn't spending a ton of money or wasn't willing to turn around and spend 10, 20,000 gold to reach their towers could get to their towers. What a wonderful strategy of low-life individuals. First of all, I'm going to pick on a couple points here. A, how are you even able to build this tower? There is no alliance benefit to being within that close to the border. Period. Same can be said with the forest. Using the forest to punt and kick people, and then building all those spam accounts to force people into the forest. If you're going to allow this, and I'm not saying to get rid of it, to be honest, but if something's inside their alliance lines, and I don't care if it's an opposing alliance in that kingdom, that player there, I should be able to kill him, and if he's not a member of that alliance, that should boot him. Problem solved. No benefit to doing this stuff up here. That fixes a lot of strategy issues. All right, the use of the farms has gotten so prevalent. We don't do that layout, and there's a couple reasons why I don't do that layout, and that one of them is it makes my members reliant on one or two bigs, and it means that I have to have my big sitting at home guarding stuff all day long. And if you got a guy that likes to do that, that's one thing. Unfortunately, I've got a bunch of players who like to go out and play their accounts. They want to go to other kingdoms. They want to attack castles. They want to use the game that they're playing as a form of stress release, and not some 24 hours of sitting there being the biggest guy who spent 40 grand to make sure you can't get in a tower for a no-loss event. So like I said, anything inside the alliance borders, that's the fix to this. If it's inside your alliance borders during UAC, the beasts, anything. If I want to farm this level 1 tile, I should be allowed to farm it. And then they should be allowed to hit me if I'm trying to farm it. I mean, that's strategy. Okay. I got a set of farm gear that's got 600 top line stats. And that level 1 farm tile, I could throw an airship on there that would knock that thing out in a little under 12 minutes. Not to mention, I may have somebody or myself to turn around and spec the instant gather just to clear some tiles to get a good position. There's all kinds of ways to start creatively spending gold differently to form a different strategy. I mean, like I said, this method here is one guy or a bunch. I can't believe the entire alliance goes along with this. It really. So the goal with these guys this morning, and I'm going to give them some credit. Nobody that I've ever fought in an Ultimate Alliance challenge adds treasure to their towers faster than these guys. They know some dirty little secret that I can't figure the formula out of what they're doing because A, I don't see the activity that justifies it. They don't have the players big enough to justify it. I take any tower I want at will. The all I can think of is they've got to be camping. There has to be some benefit to camping in the weaker kingdoms all day long with small accounts or something like that, which I think they're doing. I think there's a couple of plunderers going on there. There must be a benefit to that they know about that I've never asked anybody to waste their time doing. But this is not an active alliance. It is, I think, respectfully, where was their power at? Yeah, 6 billion power. They're higher than we are. There's ours at 5.9. 83 players. They had 81. What is today's date? July 21st. Okay, so we done one KVK, and this is our first UAC after what looks like the patch that I suggested about pulling troop counts out and shortening the pool size for matchups. And if that is what they did, I have been polling. I have a room with 30, 40 kingdom leaders. As we meet players in UAC, I'll invite you into a room, and if you want to stay around and find out what's going on, and we'll give you what tips we know, and we accept what tips you know, and it's how I learn. There's no assumption that we know everything here or that we've seen everything. Having more players who know what they're doing and know what they've seen. I try to throw away the guys that are like, oh, it's the way it is, it's the way it's always been, and oh, well, just spend money. Yeah, I'm not just going to ignore you, throw you out of the room for that. Anything can be fixed. There's a point where you got to, that someone wins, someone loses. This is chicken shit play. Flat out simple. They're allowed to spam C2 accounts as far as the horizon here. How customer support did not get in there. Now, they pulled a bunch of them. Or customer support did. One of the two. But I'm telling you, this morning when you free teleported in here first thing this morning, 1 hour minimum march to get to this area. Now we're down to a 2-minute march. See, we still got level 1 brand new spam counts. Which means they brought them into the alliance. They used the free fortress teleport, and then they booted them from the alliance. All right. It's not hard to figure out how they did it. Did I just see what I think I saw? Nope. Yeah, this is. I don't know what to say about this, other than this is a point that it needs to be kind of addressed in an immediate fashion. There seems to be an air of desperation in some of the accounts who have been using some very bottish and cheap methods for a long time, and suddenly their advantage is slowly drifting away, and I get the smell of desperation in some of this. So I want to compliment whatever change took place. for the balancing. I think everything's been fair. Uh, we're not the biggest. We don't have the biggest player in this UAC. We don't have the most alliance power. My guys know how to corral and wrangle. So I want the developers to look at this as an immediate merging things. Like I said, I would really consider, guys, making some rule changes to what goes on inside the borders. Okay? Because of all the changes in the past. All right. Allowing a full alliance attack and interaction within the border environment. Yes, you're going to have players who bring their towers down and restrict their borders. Okay, that's fine. Let them do that. You got to spend a day tearing them down. You got to spend a day putting them back. You hope that there is something in there that's saying, hey, all the members didn't swap over to their farm alliance just to enroll in UAC. And we know that's happening as well. So right now, we're punishing this alliance. K264 will be pushed down to 4th place. The other two just didn't try. We couldn't. If we could have pushed them down to 5th, we would have. These guys at least played today. So the tactic did it to them right off the bat. I told them first thing this morning. I said, as soon as I saw that mess, no way in hell am I letting you get anywhere near the top 3. And it may sound cocky, but it's not cocky when you can back it up. So all this effort that went into trying to manipulate and cheat, they have the ability to score. And their effort was focused on how to prevent other people so that they didn't have to perform a defense. They tried to use mental aggravation of long march times as a defense method. That's player harassment if it's ever been defined. Avoid that. As soon as I saw it, I jumped in there and started finding every camp I could kill and made holes all over the place. And then we went in there and just started zeroing their towers. We've done it a 3 times today. We're back in here doing it again right before the end so that we can help this 310. And we kind of slowed them down, but we got enough time to kick them back up. We'll zero these guys down. Oh, that's ours. We'll zero these guys down, and we'll slow them down from their insane freaking per second rate. I honestly, that'd be the other deal. We guess at where the scores and the points come from. If you would just define to us how a point per minute is calculated, holy crap, we could devise a strategy. But there is still some mythical magic in this. We've got strategies that work, but today, these guys weren't using my strategy. They're beating my points per minute gain, and they're doing it with fewer people and lesser castles. So something else is taking place. I don't know if there is a massive bot replacement in there, but for the most part, their towers, early in the day, all had millions of troops in there, even though their alliance was on the move of anybody of any size and capability. So, what else did we see today that was... I'm just going to stop on this one. This is one that needs to be addressed. because I'm going to address this issue again in a harassment video. People were spawning those no play accounts to harass other players. The player they're harassing deserved to be harassed, but that's not the point. It's got to close down these tribal mentality loopholes. Uh, the that the ends justify the means, because for some people there's no morals to guide them. They're sitting at home alone, and they wind up clustering with other immoral little pricks, and you get this mess. So, all right, guys, this is really for the developers. I'm sure if you guys got comments or something down there, add them in there. They'd see them. I tend to hide the developer comments when they comment on the YouTube. So for any of you developers that don't know, if you just put a hyphen developer at the end of your comment, I will hide all your comments from all my videos so that the public doesn't see them. Just so you know, that's how you can communicate to me without anybody knowing that you did it. All right? I look at all the comments. I reply to them. Down in the right-hand corner is a subscribe button. RogersRaiders.com. We have playlists. There is a bell. Use the bell. Google is ranking me on the bell. I don't know why they care about the bell. And like I said, when you see this kind of hinky stuff, this is a good video to put. The developer playlist videos, good place for you to put them. If you don't have the hash developer at the end of your stuff, I'm not going to hide your comment. So it's one of those things where I'm very judicious about not repeating what a developer says to me verbatim. But if we know where we're going, I will put out a strategy for where we need to go, so that everybody is learning a new way maybe before it happens, and there's something to reference before it happens. It works to everyone's benefit if we do it that way. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you.